Until my body tells me I can no longer do these things, I'm going to keep doing it.
Paralyzed from radiation poisoning, this Utah veteran has found renewed hope in life, and he's showing his strength this week in Salt Lake City. Steve Simmons is competing with more than 500 other vets in the National Veterans Wheelchair Games.
And as news specialist Jed Boal shows us in tonight's Insight Report, these games gave him a new lease on life.
Steve Simmons has always been competitive. He pushes himself every time he straps himself into his hand cycle for a race or a training ride.
I love it.
Simmons says it's a big deal for Salt Lake City to host the National Veterans Wheelchair Games.
It gives the community a chance to see.
A chance to see veteran athletes pursue healthy lifestyles, compete with each other, and share their passion for sports.
You make friends, and it's more than that. You become family.
But this kind of thrill was not on the former naval officer's radar until recently.
I was in a pretty dark place. It was pretty bad.
Steve Simmons' life had melted down.
I honestly wasn't even living at that point.
March 11th, 2011, a tsunami set off by a magnitude 9.0 earthquake killed nearly 19,000 people and damaged the nuclear reactors at the plant in Fukushima, Japan, causing meltdowns and radiation leaks. Simmons served on the USS Reagan off the shore of Japan as it supported recovery efforts for more than a month. 2 years later, in 2013, he told me this in an interview.
We knew something was going on. They didn't hide the fact that there was a radiation leak from the power plant that was melting down.
But he's not sure the Navy or any of the 5,500 on board knew of the severity. His health spiraled downward. He has the functionality of a T3 paraplegic. His wife gave him an ultimatum.
To either get busy living or get busy dying.
A short time later, he got an email from Safe Harbor Wounded Warriors Project. Within months, he was competing with other veterans in adaptive sports and was hooked on hand cycling in the Warrior Games.
Came back with 5 golds and a silver.
In the military, he felt the tight bonds of brotherhood. When he was forced to end his military career, he lost that. Through adaptive sports, he rediscovered those bonds.
You were able to regain that camaraderie and that sense of belonging.
When he's in competition with people looking on,
it gives you an opportunity to inspire others and, maybe encourage them to dig deep and find what they may have lost at one point.
He still faces physical challenges, and his health issues are unresolved with the Navy.
Every day I wake up, I never know how it's going to be.
The Department of Defense does not recognize that anyone was sickened by radiation.
It's still an ongoing fight.
But Simmons is classified as disabled without acknowledgement of a cause.
Right now, nobody recognizes that radiation caused anything to anyone.
He says he tries not to let that slow him down.
The battle of the radiation exposure, I don't really see a resolution in sight, but for me, all I can do is just keep going.
For KSL 5 News, I'm Jed Boal.
It's been an honor that KSL or that Salt Lake City could host these games this year.
And good to be out riding up here as opposed to down south, huh?
Yeah, he'd be riding